'Twas the night before Christmas plus 600 years. Santa sat at home with no abate to his fears. For you see, Santa did not exist to the world, so he set out on a mission as the snow swirled. He must find another to take on his night's task. Around the world he flew to find someone to ask. And just as his hope was starting to fade away, he came across someone that kept his fears at bay. Why, he stood just outside the city of Sparta. Yes, this would be his champion, his good karma. Armed with many men donned in red stood this hero. Sat on reindeer and armed with gifts, next to zero was this champion's chance of failure, for you must see, he had soldiers beyond belief of you or me. Our journey starts to the east of Santa's village, where our hero travels south to start his pillage. He sails across the ocean to the Isle of Crete, where stood the first of the settlements he must beat. The Merry Cretan Archers stood in perfect line, with precision loosed their arrows at the same time. The opposing Cretans fell to the ground with glee. Christmas had come, Santa had listened to their plea. Some tried to get away from their flying present. Merry Cretan Archers opposed this discontent. The hoplites were next to receive their gift. Much like the Cretans, they fell to the ground quite swift. With a unanimous cry, the deed had been done. The small settlement of Cydonia had been won. His mission in mind, he named it Santa's Workshop, and then made his way to Athens for his next stop. Rebel peltasts stood proudly upon their walls, parapets doing little to stop arrow falls. Raining from the heavens above came festive cheer, excitement and gaiety filled the atmosphere. The city force goes down, and to Santa's villa Athens changed its name to, written on Manila. Corinth was next, and generals go tumbling down. Another army gone, hero claims this new town. Declaring it will now be named Santa's Sweatshop. Generals in Larissa were next to the chop. Lapland became the name of the new settlement. The cries from the archers were a bit arrogant. The peasants of Termon were the next to go down. The town received the delightful name, Tinseltown. Another Macedonian town was ready to feel the wonderful gift that was Christmas' debut. The king of the Greek people refused to accept the wonders of this winter holiday concept. Thessalonica was gone, and in was tidings. From the field a Macedonian force went flying. Chased down by Hero and his flaunting reindeer mount, the cowardly troops would add to the body count. Bylazor was gone, and in its place Ball. The troops of Thrace would face the next faction wobble. Gifts fly and horses fall, Xiles feels it firsthand. Tylus it was no more, changing to be Garland. A lone general stands with none to celebrate. A gift from the Cretans right to the face sets him straight. Secret Santa replaces the Byzantium name. Another Thracian leader goes down all the same. Campus gaiety changes to festive tree skirt. The Brutii were next for a holiday convert. Hastarte were the first of the Romans to feel the delights of the holiday, quite the big deal. The men ran ahead to receive a gift or three. Overwhelmed by the kindness, they just had to flee. Their general still remained, and so Hero rode to the plaza and surrounded the man, bestowed with numerous amounts of sharp candy cane spear. With him now gone, the Romans in Greece disappear. And Apollonia becomes the wonderful reef, a ship full of Romans sent to the underneath. With candy canes in hand, the Cretans fight hard, their fight with the Brutii leader leaving them scarred. Little by little the cavalrymen go down, the Roman leader retreating, what a letdown. The Cretan archers make chase for the lone rider. Sharp swords take him down like a poisonous spider. The once city of Tarentum becomes stocking. In Croton were gladiators, the chariots shocking. The rebellious uprising was quite the display. 2 units of chariots were the hardest to slay. Peltasts, though, went down with considerable ease. leading to Croton's capture being quite the breeze. Figgy Pudding is the name Croton will have now. One city remained, Hero picked one that would wow. His trek to Rome was cut short, the Scipii say no. To their master's loss, into battle they shall go. The Romans had the soldier variety. With his numbers, Hero felt no anxiety. Tucked in a corner flanking one army's approach, Hero picked them off one by one as they encroach. With the courage of a pea, the Scipii escape, reinforcing armies not in any good shape. The Senate force stood between Hero and his prize, though quite outnumbered by Rome and her allies. The line of archers were spread thin across the field, darting from horsemen before their fates were sealed. Hero went from group to group saving the archers from their gruesome and vile early departures. Those who were spared from the horses' hooves aimed bows towards those who hurt their friends, the grass turning rose. The Romans had been split, their forces surrounded, dashing to each flank, the generals were hounded. One by one the mighty men would fall to their deaths. Hero would ensure that they would draw their last breaths. The leader goes down and the Roman heart is gone. The last man runs for his life, though his chance is none. A heroic victory is his fine reward. The main plaza of Rome acts as a large dartboard. With a mighty cry, the task had almost been done. Christmas cheer had been spread to mostly everyone. The massive city of Rome was rightfully claimed, the populace inside were totally not maimed. A retinue was gained and the Romans were crying. Changing to Caesar's Cretans was satisfying. Hero turned to his army, he'd one more job to do. He looked to the sky keenly, searching for his cue. He spoke not a word but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all, good night." Alright, that's the video. I hope you all enjoyed, but before we go I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes just having a look at the units that we used, because I had to make them from scratch and it's my video while looking at them because they took forever to make. I was going to just retexture them, but they didn't work, so they're completely new units. So starting off we have the Merry Cretan Archers with the descriptions. These Cretan Archers really don't want to be here. They were painted red and white by the forces above and are being forced to spread Christmas cheer around the world centuries before Christmas was even a thing. These are essentially just Cretan Archers. The stats are completely the same, I just had to create them from scratch. And then they've got the short description of just a look into their eyes conveys their internal screams for help. And here we just have an up close look of the models, because you don't really get a proper look in the game. And then just a nice goofy little smile on their faces. They're all so happy. Every single unit here has a smile on their face. Next we have Santa's Bodyguard, which is the bodyguard unit. This doesn't have a unit info portrait because it wasn't going to show up in the campaign, so I didn't bother. Why does Santa need a bodyguard? Why is Santa even here? Why does Santa have a sword? Why is Santa getting really close? Why is Santa singing his song? With the short text of, "You will have a Merry Christmas." And here we have a close-up of the reindeer and the cavalryman. And then finally the officer with their candy cane swords and spears.